Aloha! Are you a coach or a consultant who feels uncomfortable selling your services? Like not wanting to come across pushy or manipulative or inauthentic? Does it happen to you that you go on a sales call and suddenly you have the urge to discount your price even though you know your service is really, really good? Or hesitate to post online about your service? If so, stay with me for the next few minutes because I'm going to show you exactly why that happens and how to change it, which is not what you usually hear from the gurus, because it has a very specific reason, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's the truth nobody tells us when we become a coach or a consultant. We didn't sign up to become a salesperson. We signed up to help people with our expertise, but then we face the uncomfortable part. Having great service is not enough. People want to magically just find us and decide to buy our high value service. We need to get clients, and that means selling. And suddenly we feel weird about it. It feels awkward asking for the money, uncomfortable owning the value we bring into people's life or business. So what happens? We hesitate to reach out to people to talk about our services. We avoid follow-ups, and we feel like a completely different, less confident person on a sales call than we are when we are actually working with our clients. And we get this urge to discount, to lower our prices, or to expand the scope for the same price, even though we already get great results for our clients and we know that our work is excellent. If this resonates, I want you to know something first. This is not a personality flaw. This is not a character issue. It's not that you are not cut out for sales or building a highly profitable business. It is something very specific, and it can be changed quite easily, and I'm going to show you what it is exactly. Most coaches and consultants think that the reason they haven't hit their goals yet is just that because they haven't found the perfect strategy yet, or the perfect funnel, or that they need a better sales script or the most effective objection handling framework, so they keep looking for it. Why? Mostly because this is what we hear all day, every day. When we open our emails, we go on social media, or talk to any business coach or course creator. Everyone is trying to sell what worked for them and their clients. But actually, there are many strategies that can work. We need a good enough strategy, and we need to implement it consistently. The other thing that we are constantly being brainwashed is the hustle bro story, that you just need to get your together and push through and get in the 10,000 reps, and the only reason you are not at 100,000 a month is because you are not working hard enough. Wake up at 5 a.m., do cold plunges, go to the gym 14 times a week, and why would you even think of sleeping more than 4 hours a day? Here are the blind spots for both of those approaches. I've watched incredibly small, incredibly capable coaches using really good proven funnels and scripts, or trying to follow the just do it scared advice, and they still feel the same knot in their stomach before a sales call. They still feel like a fraud about their prices or for wanting to raise their prices so they don't burn out working with way too many clients. None of those two approaches touch the actual cause. When we just push through, we are constantly fighting our own biology, our own mind, our own nervous system. Consistency and discipline are important, but think about what happens when you are trying to speed up your car to 60 miles per hour while the parking brake is on. Well, nothing good comes out of it, especially long term. Poor car. Maybe you have tremendous willpower and you can force yourself through it for a while, for months, for even years, but it comes at a great cost. It comes with constant stress. It comes with burnout or low self-esteem. It creates a life that feels more and more disconnected every month. I recently listened to an interview with Alex Hormozi. I bet you know him. Amazing guy, very successful, and a famous promoter of the just push through advice, where he openly admitted to Tony Robbins how unfulfilled, apathetic, and restless he feels despite all his material success. And sales scripts and frameworks are definitely helpful, but no sales script replaces your genuine care and curiosity when you are fully present with someone. I learned from a billionaire that there's two secrets to sales. One is genuine care and curiosity towards another person. And the second is asking questions. He says that sales is that simple. But most people can't do it because when our mind constantly battles the thoughts that, oh, I hope I don't sound too salesy. I want them to buy, but I don't want to manipulate them into buying. They are not reacting. Did I say something wrong? Or what if they say it's too expensive? How do I handle when they say, I'll think about it, but in a way that is not pushy? Or how do I follow up with them without annoying them? Geez, I really need this sale. I'm barely covering my expenses this month. If your mind is in that state, you won't be able to bring your deep care, openness, and your conviction to the call. You won't be able to ask the appropriate questions or even to really hear the needs of the client. And you will get a lot of, I'll think about it. Sales is a transfer of conviction. And when we are in that state, we can bring our conviction to the call, and the sales is just not likely to happen. Same with your content. Business coaches can hand us the best strategy in the world. It doesn't matter when we are too timid to actually implement it, or we procrastinate on it, or we self-sabotage because some part of us just don't feel worthy of the results. And the dream funnel where we never ever have to sell at all? Well, that requires a super dialed-in offer, abundant traffic, deep conviction in your content, and constant fine-tuning. I know this coach who has been selling this strategy. Until recently, she said that her system stopped working and her business practically collapsed. So it's really not easy to pull it off. Or if you don't want to sell at all, you need to outsource your entire client acquisition, which means that you need to run a team, need to pay them every month, or pay an agency to do all of it for you. Either way, it takes the majority of your revenue. So you're working a lot for relatively little money. So if you tried it all and you still feel frustrated, please remember these. It's not that you don't work hard enough. There is nothing wrong with you, and your strategy is most likely good enough. It's actually something very natural and easy to change. And let me tell you how I found this out. After getting my master's degree in psychology, I built a business in the wellness industry because I wanted to have a real impact in helping people, and I was convinced that this is going to be the way. That business ended up winning awards across multiple countries. Looking back, my success was a combination of a few things. Figuring out a decent strategy, of course, but more importantly, applying simple practices and insights from psychology and ancient wisdom practices that helped me handle fear and doubt so I could work from that genuine care and openness towards people, and I also made myself available for success. Then my life took a turn and I ended up in Silicon Valley as a software engineer. I worked at Apple, Intuit, Logitech, and some of the most exciting AI startups you can imagine. A decade of amazing career, making great money. But my deepest need to actually help people with my work was not being met. So I left my cushy remote 6-figure developer career and I became a coach. I live in Hawaii now, and this is where I work with my clients, mostly remotely. Here's the part that matters for you. I had my own version of this exact problem with sales and imposter syndrome. I already built a successful business in Europe, but when I moved to the States, I faced some new challenges. Working in Silicon Valley, the most competitive place in the world in tech, was challenging, especially as a woman. Alongside this, adapting to a different culture coming from Europe and having a weird accent wasn't easy either. I wish I had like a cute French accent. Plus, I have experienced some personal difficulties with a few people. You know, life sometimes brings us certain people to help us grow. Anyways, with all of this, my confidence and self-esteem took a really big hit. And I didn't even realize how much until I started building my business as a coach. I had great results with my warm audience, but I had the hardest time posting online and doing outreach. And I didn't quite understand why, because I've built a business before, I had good enough skills, I had results with my clients, so everything signaled that I should be able to do it, but I could barely make myself do it. So I ran a 9-step multidisciplinary process on this exact problem. And it turned out that some part of me believed that when I post online and I'll get on sales call with people, I will get attacked and I will get hurt. It made zero logical sense, but now I see that it came from those difficult experiences I had in the past. So I cleared it. I changed the story and I changed the emotional charge attached to it. Within a few hours, I posted online. That video got 3.5 million views in 7 days, and inquiries started to come in. And I also started networking on LinkedIn because the fear behind going on sales calls and networking calls was just gone. Now, I did not become a viral reel specialist overnight, I have to tell you that. I did not find the best outreach strategy all of a sudden either. And I didn't force myself through fear and anxiety. All I did was removed that inner resistance, that inner block. That's it. Since then, I've done this with clients too. One of them, an amazing spiritual coach, had recordings of his beautiful, powerful teachings sitting on his hard drive, and he couldn't bring himself to publish them, couldn't post. We removed that avoidance, and since then, he's been posting consistently, getting incredible feedback, new students, and real results for those students. Different story, same fix and same method. What I use is something I call the green light method. It's a 9-step multidisciplinary protocol that removes the limiting beliefs and the emotional charges that are actually blocking you from your goal. I'm not in the business of teaching people how to just endlessly manage and cope with the same problems in their whole life. I'm in the business of actually removing the cause of their sales anxiety, their imposter syndrome, their fear of visibility, and that invisible ceiling on their income. Imagine talking about your offer and your pricing with the exact same ease you talk about your expertise or your clients' problems. Imagine being the same confident, grounded person on a sales call that you are when you are actually fulfilling your service or coaching someone. That's what happens when the parking brake comes off. When that happens, a few things shift at once. You get more clients because your genuine care and curiosity comes through, and it builds a real trust. And trust is everything. It's your secret weapon, especially in today's world. So you will get fewer and fewer I'll think about it. You attract better clients because you are radiating certainty instead of a quiet, subtle doubt underneath your words. And certainty is what attracts the right people. They can feel it. You show up online feeling calm and consistently without worrying about judgment. If you felt like an imposter before, it starts to fade or it's completely gone. If you experienced an income ceiling before, you couldn't pass a certain number no matter what you tried, it finally moves. And it doesn't require you to work twice as hard. It just means that that invisible thing holding it in place is significantly weaker or it's gone. You'll wake up without a low-grade dread you might be familiar with, the one that you had grown so used to that you forgot it wasn't a necessary part of life. You catch your best ideas and you actually act on them. You will have a deep, grounded, calm conviction, and people feel the difference before you even say a word. They stop hearing a pitch and they will start sensing a leader who is fully congruent and who has powerful integrity. And that will make you the obvious choice and not the 5 others they are comparing. This is what I help coaches, founders, and consultants do inside my coaching program, where you work with me one-on-one. I use a guided process where we change all of these things for you. I also provide you with short daily practices to help you integrate the shifts and accountability on the goal that matters you the most, whether it's getting more clients, getting better clients, raising your prices, or finally breaking through an income number that hasn't budged in years. Now, I think I know what might be going through your mind right now. Can something like this actually be permanently changed? Yes. When we are changing the story and the stored emotions that are connected to it, it's the same simple and fast, almost imprint-like process like how they developed in the first place. We are not just endlessly managing and coping with the difficult feelings at all times. We are removing that generates them in the first place. Is it going to be like therapy? Do I have to share intimate details with a stranger? No. And this is what surprises people. The less details you share with me, the more effective this work tends to be. I don't need to know what happened to you in details when you were 5 years old or at your last breakup. This will work without those details because we are simply changing how your mind and your nervous system interpreted situations, and we are releasing them. So, if you have been nodding along at least some part of this, if you recognize some of these experiences, or if you know that your service could help way more people, or you want to remove that invisible ceiling that's limiting your income, I want to talk to you. Click the link below. It will take you to my calendar so you can book a time to speak with me so I can help you attract better clients, close more deals, and shift your current income limit. Make more money with less stress in your business. On our call, I will also share with you a 4-minute practice that instantly shifts you into your most confident version. You can use it anytime. So, click below. I'll see you on the call. Can't wait to talk to you.